That'd be kind of interesting, Tony, is if we ran an extravaganza race one time. Like, we were the drivers, and you just had, like, a bunch of AI cars out there with us driving our own cars.
That would be pretty cool. Alex Crapser passes Glenn. But it's actually Alex Crapser.
The Red Sox.
You guys want to watch the 99 IROC race number 2 at Talladega?
Hi and welcome, everybody.
Sure.
This is Dwayne Kuiper and Mike
I
Kruko
just
here for
seen it, man. It
Baseball.
looks very interesting.
Looking forward to a
I know
good
who
game,
won
and we're
already.
set to go.
What?
Starting for the home team, John Lieber.
Maybe.
Tonight's interleague game features the Boston Red Sox and the Philadelphia Phillies.
Brady, are you joining? Only 45 minutes.
You gotta watch together or something? Oh.
Do we do that? I can make a page.
I am playing baseball, but I will listen in the background.
I'll get a watch together. Hold on a second.
Good win, Mark Guthrie. I think I gained 2 spots and lost 2 spots right at the end.
Good win, Mark, my man.
I'm ready.
You ready, Tony?
Yes.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go!
Wait, where's the...
It's in chat.
I see a YouTube video.
Oh, do you want to watch the other?
Yeah.
Would that be easier? Okay, give me a second. Let me a second. I'm not used to doing this.
Ooh, this is Bob Jenkins commentating, not Paul Page.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah,
God.
I thought that was interesting.
There's the link.
Oh God, I have a feeling we're going to see 2 very famous commentators.
Let me know when you're ready. I see 1. I see 2.
2, 1.
1.
Oh yeah.
Plug in the surround sound.
Are you ready?
Did we
What
start that?
happened? Oh, there it goes. It's like black in the beginning. Let's try. There we go. HD quality.
HB baby. Greg Moore.
I miss these
God.
races.
Trackside, the Grand Marshal for today's race, Mr.
Here comes the first
Wow, I'm best pick.
Dude, there's so many famous people.
And the game is underway.
They don't fuck around.
Is he just like working in the pits?
On behalf of True Value Hardware dealers nationwide,
Lieber deals
gentlemen,
strike two
start
call.
your engine.
I got 25th. I passed
the
Rick right at the end for the 5th.
It's actually pretty good.
No, it's disappointing.
Well, considering where you were,
Pitching, he hammered. That's a great piece
not a
of
good
hitting to make
day.
that double.
Welcome to round 2 of this IROC Series for 1999.
Next up, Lance
Round number
Berkman.
1 in February at Daytona was touted to be the first battle on
here's the
American
delivery.
soil of Dale Earnhardt and Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Lieber
But
misses
it
in the
did not
count
matter.
is 1-0.
As the drivers
This
were
right-handed
completing
pitcher-
Oh, Rusty.
Four drivers, Earnhardt Jr., Rusty Wallace, Jeff
Misses
Burton,
for a
and Eddie
ball.
Cheever were eliminated from the competition. All drivers were okay. Meanwhile, the elder Earnhardt pulled
Misses
off
for a
a
ball.
last turn
For
pass.
some reason, he tried to get the batter
and
chase
Earnhardt
one.
recorded his 8th IROC victory.
The delivery.
tying him for second on the all-time win
He
list
walks him on
with
4
Mark
pitches.
Martin. They
And that wasn't a
start in
bad display
reverse
by the
order
pitcher.
of where they
Kinda
finished in
could've been bad.
Daytona.
Junior's already changed.
With me here
Up
tonight.
next,
Benny is
Miguel
up for
What?
Earnhardt. At some racetracks,
This is ESPN.
Strike one.
He's telling 7 wins and 5 losses this season. Lead the first lap at Talladega.
He makes the catch.
will have some kind of problem.
Well, have you ever
That's a
gotten in
great
the
plan, a
automobile,
very
your car,
tough line.
and maybe
True.
your wife
That's
or
what
your
And
it's
Benny
son
Parsons.
Baseball
it's not
judge.
exactly where you want. You got to adjust around the
First
steering wheel.
and
It's not
second with
exactly
one
where you
down.
want.
This is definitely an interesting combination. I've never seen before.
Right. Makes the catch to record the out.
Yeah, they got to set them in the garage area, but they never
Low budget.
What? How is this low budget?
He didn't get on that ball. The fielder strolled over, got under it, made a decent play.
Well, the track is 2.6 miles in length. The banks are at 33.
You can see how much improved DW is.
His pitching is consists of a less than aggressive four-seam
The
fastball.
fastest
So slider.
He's better than he was later.
I know. This is prime.
Exactly what you saw right there.
ESPN.
He was normal.
Now let's take a look at the lineup and where the 12 drivers will be starting. On the front row, representing the NASCAR Winston Cup Series, Jeff Burton from South Boston, Virginia, in the cream-colored car.
He made a real good finish to straight through.
Lime green, 1998 Indy 500 winner Eddie
Whoa,
Peterson.
surround sound now.
Already this year, Burton has won twice at Las Vegas and Darlington, and Cheever took the Pep Boys IRL opener at Walt Disney World Speedway. Row 2 in red, Dale Earnhardt Jr., the defending NASCAR Busch Series Grand National Division champion, and from Winston Cup, Rusty Wallace in gold. He was the IROC champ in '91. Rusty has also won in Winston Cup this year, driving from the pole to victory lane at Bristol, Tennessee.
Slider there, a strike right at the edge of the zone.
In the third row, Dale Jarrett representing NASCAR Winston Cup in his 4th IROC Series. He'll drive the yellow car. And from the Cart FedEx Championship Series in violet, Adrian Fernandez.
He showed excellent command.
Fernandez won in the championship series at Motegi, Japan earlier this year for the 2nd year in a row.
Dude, he's almost as good as Mike Skinner.
In row 4, 3-time NASCAR Winston Cup champion Jeff Gordon. He'll be in dark blue. And Greg Moore from the Cart FedEx Championship Series driving the rose-colored IROC car. Gordon took the checkered first this year at Daytona and Atlanta. And Moore is atop his series points after winning the series opener at Homestead.
He takes the pitch to left. Ramirez makes the catch.
Starting 9th in purple is the defending champion of the Pep Boys Indy Racing League, Kenny Breck, and alongside his Winston Cup's Mark Martin in outer blue.
Indy Racing League? Is that just IndyCar?
Yes.
Mark has also recorded a win in Winston Cup
Back
in
when it was a
1999
second-tier
at North
division.
Carolina Speedway in Rockingham.
Ooh. Kinky.
No,
And in the
it was
last row
horrible.
today, 2 Winston Cup competitors,
Oh.
Bobby Labonte in medium blue, an IROC rookie, and Dale Earnhardt in orange, a 2-time IROC champion. He starts 12th today by virtue of his win in February at the IROC 23 opener at Daytona, is 8th in the series. Complementing our coverage here today, 6 onboard cameras.
That's Dale Earnhardt started back at 12 spot, the Diecast Digest magazine. Bobby Labonte, the Circuit City onboard
Here comes
camera.
the first pitch of the at-bat.
Mark Martin's carrying an onboard camera, the Aniston Chemical.
Why doesn't NASCAR do this like a couple times a year?
Ford has an onboard camera.
Like, there's no reason they can't have a series like this, like on the same weekend that they're there, you know?
Jeff Gordon has the DuPont Automotive Finishes onboard camera. Rusty Wallace.
I don't know if anyone would want to do it.
In row 2,
Risk like
cars cross the start finish line.
the other race you're saying, like busy wise.
One more lap
I
to
just
go.
don't think they can
and
care anymore.
IROC 23 race number 2 will be on.
Yeah, it will, and everybody's riding around there right now thinking, I hope I have an unequal car.
Is there a guy sitting outside that car with them? The pace car?
There is a little difference in them in there, Benny.
There's a little bit of difference. Dick Trickle and those guys that tested cars talking about trying to get cars within a tenth of a second. And in practice and whatever, they probably got them within 1/10. But when the race starts, all of a sudden, some of those cars, 1/10 will become 3/10.
Yeah, well, it just depends on the balance of the car. It's so critical these days, especially at 180 miles an hour. The aerodynamic balance, what's going to happen when they burn off that 30-gallon of fuel they got, tire wear, so many things that are really dictated by the weather and the track and how you drive the car.
38 laps of competition here this afternoon. That's a little over 100 miles. The total series purse is $760,000, of course, paid out at the end of the series. And the race record, as I indicated earlier, Davey Allison, the fastest IROC race in history back in 1992. Jerry?
Talking to some of the open wheel guys, Kenny Bracken, Greg Moore, Eddie Cheever. What happens today in this race is totally against what they do every single time they're in their open wheel cars. They're looking for clean air, fresh air. They hunt for air to come over their wings in the corner to get maximum downforce and ground effects. But here at Talladega, with a roof over their head and fenders on the cars, a stock car, you have to keep that car tucked in the back. It's called the draft. It's tough to learn. They've been here 3 days trying to learn the draft, trying to unlearn what they've done most of their lives in open wheel competition.
And when you combine that with the factor that Darrell talked about earlier, the fact that you're just not comfortable in that car presents a real challenge to these guys.
I know the last year I drove a couple years ago, I had a really tough time getting the seat down low enough. I'm a tall guy. I think the cars complement smaller drivers because they got a little more room to work with. But guys like Earnhardt and some of the others, Greg Moore, they're probably a little cramped up. Dale Jarrett, they're cramped up in this car.
Well, here we go. The field now being led down to the green flag by Jeff Burton on the pole and Eddie Cheever on the outside.
Jeff Burton doesn't even belong in this.
That's why he's on the pole.
Live.
Yeah.
Here we go!
Here we go. And here we go.
Did you say this is the first time live since 1986 at Talladega?
I'm not sure.
So
Yeah.
And Rusty Wallace drops from his outside starting position down to the inside of the track.
The rebroadcast ones are so poorly edited.
One in the lime green may get hung out.
This is a rebroadcast. No, this is live, right? Okay, never
No,
mind.
this is live.
Yeah.
Whoa!
But boy, you gotta stay
Like the ABC ones are really poorly edited though.
Yeah.
Lined up, teamed up, and gone by Cheever. I think the first 5 or 6 right now would be NASCAR.
sounds just like
Winter Cup
NASCAR.
drivers.
Yeah, well, they know where to go. That's the big thing. They know exactly
Sounds just like some mile.
Whoa!
wondering where to go.
On board with Dale Earnhardt, and he is picking up positions. Already passed 3 cars in the opening lap. First lap is completed at 161.2 miles an hour, but that speed will increase. Takes cars a while to get up to full speed. We're on board with Greg Moore now.
They're up to full speed by now.
Running side by side, they really desperately need to get nose to tail.
Is this the guy that died?
They're in trouble already.
yes,
Dale Earnhardt?
in like
Yeah.
5 days or
A
whatever.
lot of time in the front pack.
Oh, really?
He died the same year.
Wow.
Watching a dead
And
man.
it's Dale Jarrett in the yellow car that made the move. Right behind him is Jeff Gordon. They're now moved up to 3rd and 4th.
And Rusty Wallace has lost some positions. He's in the gold car. He's already back to 6th position.
Is there a reason why Earnhardt is number 1? Is there a way they did their numbers? Did those change?
Yeah. It just probably this is probably the second race of the season, so it'd be just how they finished at Daytona.
Okay. Oh, that's what I thought. Because Burton started on the pole and he's 12.
Yeah. And Earnhardt was number 1 and he started last.
Yeah.
And look at the run. He gets off the corner to go 3 abreast off.
That's cool.
That's what you want to feel in your cars when you can drop down under somebody like that. And then look in the mirror and here's the red car right
These
behind
cars don't even look like they suck up that good
Earnhardt Jr. and the
compared to the Dodgers.
Yeah.
You know, somehow I think Mark will be up in front before you know it. What do you think?
It seems to work that way. We're right along with Mark Martin.
Mark Martin, king of IROC.
Way up on high, they're up on top, and they're still 3 wide coming down the tri-oval. That is Jeff Gordon in the dark blue car, running back there at about 7th spot. And notice
Look at all the people in the stands.
Gosh. Greg Moore and Eddie Cheever, they're essentially out of the draft already, and it's only
To
going
watch
get
12
worse for
cars.
them.
If they're 3 wide up there like they are right now, they may catch back up. They got a chance here if they stay together.
Yanked to the right side.
Oh, a move by Mark Martin coming off the corner. He slides to the inside of Dale Jarrett, and Martin, you're right, is looking for the lead.
He's really got a knack for these cars. He just seems to fit them perfectly. He always
Mark
finds
Martin,
them
the greatest super speedway driver of all time.
Running number 3. Now make that second as he goes to the inside of Jarrett. Dale Earnhardt from last starting position is right behind Mark Martin, the leader.
this could be a better job for Dale Earnhardt. I mean, he's got guys out here that really are, he takes them to school every time he's in one of these cars.
It's something about aerodynamics and Dale Earnhardt just seemed to get so well, and that time Jeff Burton trying to make the fast. That cream car on the inside was on the edge of the racetrack as his shoulders were way by Rusty Wallace in the gold car.
This guy can really motor down the
They're
line.
2 by 2.
I feel Rusty took that well.
On back.
Rusty
Wallace
takes
will on
everything
board now.
well,
He tries to
including
go the
microphones
clean.
from
In that 12 car, just up ahead.
I'm glad.
Glenn.
Was he nudging him a little bit there? It looked like giving him a little bump draft down that back straightaway. That's a term that scares me. I don't know, something about bump drafting that don't sound good to me.
Look at Burt just dive to the outside trying to get a run. Now Rusty Wallace is trying to follow.
Good thing in another 2 years you wouldn't ever have to do it again.
Purple car and running right out there with the fingers.
Yeah, we're going to give him
Whoa.
the call, all right. When he gets
That's aggressive.
What in the world is that? The 4 wide right there. What's going on right now? Yep, 4 wide down through the tri-oval.
A guy that drives pretty good in these cars is Greg Moore. He does a nice job in these cars in that, what do you call that, rose-colored car?
Yeah, and those two have caught up, so they are not out of the draft. And they already have 12 cars still in the lead pack. Dale Earnhardt.
Can't get much closer than that, folks.
Mark Martin is the leader, and Will Earnhardt is in second spot. Through the 33 degrees of banking, the last lap run at 183 miles an hour. And the fastest lap, that last lap, was by the number 5 car driven by Jeff Gordon. We'll be right back. Competition, Jeff Gordon has moved to the front of the field. Now with 7 laps out of 38 completed in IROC 23, race number 2. And the caution flag is out. At the bottom of your screen, you see a car slowly going into the garage area. That is Dale Earnhardt Jr.
No!
Is put in there.
Yeah,
I wonder if he'll
think,
talk about
you're
this
having
in
a
his
bad
download.
year. It's not a good sign when you blow up an IROC car, because these things are just about bulletproof. They're not. They just don't make that kind of power, so they shouldn't really have a problem.
There's a replay. Earnhart Jr. is in the red car on the bottom of the racetrack, and all of a sudden we see that telltale sign of smoke, and luckily the other car was able to go by.
Yeah, they just kind of split him. I guess they saw that smoke.
Dave
like
Marcus rigged that car. Rigged.
He makes a stop out here in the pit area.
He didn't
They'll
want
go
the
to
young
work
man
on
to
what
win.
happened.
Dave Marcus liked him, though.
These caution.
He liked him
laps.
enough for him to be humble and blow up.
Well, Dale Earnhardt Jr. has climbed out of the red IROC car. Jay Signori and the IROC crew now looking underneath the hood.
Dale
Didn't
Earnhardt.
he look like it just came apart on you out there? Yeah, I don't know.
Junior, you're driving the track wrong. Blah, 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 blah.
Cars are usually
Then
very
he
well
walks
prepared.
away.
I'm sure
Dave
it was
is like,
nothing,
hey, I'll teach you.
nothing that they could have found ahead of time or figured out that was going to happen. It's just one of them things, one of them freak things. The motor goes, and it's rare that happens. We asked you about Daytona earlier, but the frustration down there, you only ran 8 laps. What did you learn from Daytona to coming back here for the second IROC start?
I was just trying to be a lot more patient and just let those guys race how they wanted to race, and maybe try to, be there at the end. Let them race themselves out. We just kind of ride around back there, playing with the grass, trying to learn something, because I don't have a lot of restrictor plate experience, and I was trying to help myself probably too for today's Busch race. So, but we're pretty happy.
Bush race.
And just honored to be in the series. Really. It's a pleasure to be in the series, and it's a shame.
It's 99.
All right, Dale Earnhardt,
Yeah,
the
but
first to climb out. When you're having
I still call it the Busch Series.
He has yet to win in Busch competition.
Why are they
and
having
now
it on the
it's
same
fallen
day?
on a foe. IROC starts.
It's probably a package. They do that a lot with Bush Series racing.
Yes.
That best finish has been a second place.
Kind of like a sophomore team. I've heard that before. It's played out.
Looks like it's true for him. Darrell Waldrop says the term bump drafting is scary, and it would be to me. We've got a perfect example of what bump drafting is, as Dale Earnhardt came up on Mark Martin.
Oh boy, I mean that right, folks. That'll take your breath. Now that doesn't look like a hard hit, but you're running 180 miles an hour down through there, and somebody knocks the fire out of you. That looked easy on TV, but I think that'll lift your wheels off the ground and make the tires spin. So it gets your attention. Good news is it'll make you go faster.
You don't wreck. Jeff Gordon is the leader of the race. Greg Moore from the Kart FedEx Championship Series running in second position now as the caution flag is out because of the...
Let me get some water. Hold on. I'll let him.
There are the standings at the end of 7 laps. Back in just a moment. number 2 at Talladega. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is the first victim of this second race with a huge puff of smoke from the car as he was running near the back of the field, but had been running well in the first 7 laps of the race, but it's all over for him. Jerry Punch has the story from pit road.
Bob, examination of the car shows a huge hole in the right side of the engine block in the car that Dale Earnhardt Jr. was driving. I might add, it's been a long time since they've had any kind of engine problems at all in this series. In fact, it's been 5 years since they've had an engine failure in an IROC car.
Well, we have more coverage from Talladega coming up at 3:30 Eastern Time this afternoon. Tune over to ABC for live coverage of the NASCAR Busch Series. Touchstone Energy 300 hour happy hour coverage will be on the Deuce at 6 o'clock tonight, and then RPM tonight at 7 o'clock. Tomorrow at noon, RPM today, NASCAR today at 12:30. The Die Hard 500 NASCAR Winston Cup race is live at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon on ABC Sports.
You know, a couple things come to mind about that blown engine bed. All these cars are equally prepared. They all got the same engine builder, all got the same engine, so I'd be a little concerned if I was Jason Norrie and those guys about maybe having a problem with things. Again, they're humanly built, they're humanly prepared. One fails, that doesn't mean they're all going to, but I'd be a little concerned right now.
The hole in the block sounds like the piston came apart, connecting rod broke.
Broke a rod, yeah.
And you see in the IROC rules now on a restart, they do line the cars up 2 by 2 rather than single file start.
Makes it a little more sighting. A little more sighting for the fans. Might not be a bad thing to do all the time.
On board with
No, we just talked about double foul restarts.
It is Jeff Gordon in the dark blue car on the inside and Greg Moore on the outside in the rose-colored car as we get set to go back to racing once again.
Go, Junior!
He's out.
I know.
And Wallace, Earnhardt, Martin, Burton, Black, Lafonte, Fernandez, and here we go with the restart.
The score is 4-3.
You know, we saw Moore and Cheever fall back on the start of the race, but they're right back in front of him. So I think that says a lot for how equal the cars are and how well they can pull back up in the draft.
Bobby Labonte tried to make it 3 wide, tried to get around the outside. That's a dark blue car in the back. But meanwhile, the light blue car, Martin dives to the inside, makes it 3 wide.
Gets him back up the middle. And they shuffle positions down the backstretch. Martin, Gordon does hang on to the lead, but coming quickly on that inside lane is Jeff Burton. Make that Dale Jarrett in second position. Jarrett is in the yellow car. Burton is in the cream-colored car at the back of the field.
Looks like Dale Jarrett in the yellow car is an also strong car. That time he just moved to the outside there and went right by Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, and he's done that a couple of times. I think you're right. That yellow car is definitely fast. And of course, when you get that light blue one with Martin behind him, that's a good trio or a combination there.
Lined up 2 by 2 once again, but Jarrett now begins to move away slightly from everybody else as behind him he's got Mark Martin and Jeff Gordon racing side by side. Wallace and Greg also side by side, and down the backstretch once again they fan out 3 wide.
Just like the practice report.
Jeff Gordon looks back at Rusty Wallace. Jeff Gordon on the inside of the racetrack, cars beside him, and meanwhile, cars all around the racetrack, side by side.
You know, the IndyCar IRL guys, I mean, they got to be sitting there thinking, how do they do that? How can they make those moves like that?
Yeah, this team really needs a big hit from the sky right here with that run.
Jarrett continues to hang on to the lead. This is his 4th season in IROC. His best finish in outdoor competition, 3rd at Daytona, Michigan, and here at Talladega.
You know, he's sitting in the catbird seat. He's right in front. He can kind of move from one side to the other and suck one line up a little and move over and suck the other line up a little and stay in front.
Get towards the shortstop.
Meanwhile, we got Dale Earnhardt, Jeff Burton got the rest of them down, trying to fight it out for that last spot. There's Eddie Cheever now in the line car running the last. Jeff Burton in the green car on the inside, back in 10th spot.
He's got great wheels.
Jeff Burton back in the green car.
It doesn't really make a whole lot of difference where you are because in a couple of laps it'll be to the front.
Yeah, we saw that, you know, with Cheever and Moore there earlier. Ooh, that was, man, they were down on the apron 3 wide. Burton kind of took Fernandez.
Did Jeff Burton ever win a championship?
No.
No.
Did Ward or whatever?
No.
He didn't either. They both kind of suck. Yeah.
No.
Is absolutely the most treacherous place on the planet. You guys
What?
really mix it up through the trial.
It sucked
The
though.
trial was only back about 18 degrees for the turn.
They didn't win that many races though.
No. Well, yeah, they did. What do you mean?
Yeah.
He isn't anymore.
Jeff won a lot of races, I think. Is that Adrian Fernandez?
The green car in the middle of the racetrack.
They have painted a yellow line down there in the trioval. You see there on the left. And that is to give the drivers a better indication of where the banking of the trioval stops and the flat part begins.
Jeff Burton won 21 races.
Yeah.
Think about that. It's like less than Dale Jr.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm looking up right now.
You're making it sound like it sucks.
Yeah, I don't think he should be in the fucking IROC series.
Not IROC, I agree with that.
But I mean, he had 700 starts for 22 years, and he only won 21. I mean, 134 top 5. It's not too.
He's definitely overrated.
What? You're not even at the part where he's good yet, so you have no idea.
Hey, Circuit City.
Circuit City.
Who's going to announce their retirement on Monday?
Circuit City?
No.
Oh, on the bottom line. NASCAR Shop Talk, Eli Gold.
Rusty Wallace.
When they got hooked up, they really started to put distance between these back markers here.
And with those first 6 cars running in line, he had some side-by-side battling behind them, and that essentially has taken some cars out of the draft, including Dale Earnhardt, who now runs back in the 7th position, but there's quite a bit of racetrack between Fernandez and Earnhardt.
This is when you get in your comfort zone. You say, okay, the racing's over for a little while. Now we play. That one is tripping. We'll sit here for a while and see who's got the best hand and who's going to hold, who's going to fold.
But it's high stakes, Booker, because the speeds are in excess of 183 miles an hour. Last lap, the fastest car was Mark Martin at 183.652.
So you figure that out. He's behind Dale Jarrett. So what's he doing? Pushing him, right? Has to be. I believe that Dale and Kenny Brack are closing that gap a little bit. Well, that's to me.
Dale and Kenny Brack, that would not end well later. Or no, that was not Kenny Brack. Who was that?
They're gaining.
Going into the bottom
Dale
of the
Jarrett
fifth.
continues to lead the IROC race here at Talladega. Jerry has more on the run by Kenny Brack, who is right now in 8th position behind Dale Earnhardt.
Guys, the IROC drivers were told they could come in on Thursday and begin practice, but Kenny Brack actually came in on Tuesday. Practice drafting with the IROC test drivers, Dave Marcus and some of the others. He wanted to know what to do in case he lost the lead draft, needed to get with another car and catch him. Ironically, that's exactly what he's doing right now with Dale Earnhardt.
Kenny Brack, the defending Pep Boys Indy Racing League champion, will soon begin his quest for the Indy 500 championship in 1999. Completing lap number 17.
You know, big difference between learning how to draft and actually drafting. You get 2 or 3 guys out there, it works all right, but you get 12 of them out there, and it might not work out the way you thought it was going to.
That time, Dale Earnhardt was 2.01 seconds behind. So, Darrell, they are getting a little bit closer, and the closer they get, the faster they'll gain.
Sure. And then you see the other cars behind them. If they can all get together, they'll chase that front group back down. So, they're not out of it yet.
Joining us, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is already out of the race with engine failure. Dad is right now running in the 7th position. There he is in the orange car, followed closely by Kenny Brack. Let's take a look now at speeds at the line as they come down here, with Jarrett setting the pace. So we'll see if he is the fastest as they cross the line. Well, not by any means.
Those guys back there. You see Dale Earnhardt, I think he's Kenny Brack was the quickest and Dale Earnhardt the second, because they're gaining that time. They're 1.92 seconds behind. So that time they gained about 500 a second once again.
Well, if I was quick on my feet or quick on my brain, I'd tell you they got 20 laps almost going to catch them up. The neat thing is, they might slip up on them. You know, you get these 6 guys in front racing each other, they think it's between them, and here comes Dale and those guys. It could be interesting at the end. I'm not counting him out. Oh, no. I've been around too long to count him out.
All right, when they come down, it'll be halfway. 19 laps completed and 19 to go. Looks like the leader at the halfway point is going to be Dale Jarrett. Mark Martin running second, followed by Gordon, then Wallace, and then Jeff Burton, the top 5, with Adrian Fernandez running in 6th position. Live coverage of 23, race number 2 being led by Dale Jarrett. Back in a moment. On hand here at Talladega for a big weekend of racing, including the second race of IROC 23. Just past the halfway mark now. The pace continues to be set by Jared.
Even on Ward Burton only had 20. Oh, he only had 5 wins.
That's more than most.
Well, actually, they can thank Fernandez a little bit because
Yeah, Joe Nemechek, yeah.
His career's not over yet, so you never know.
You never know.
Back in the hunt again, folks.
And Jeff Burton that time had lost 3 or 4 car lengths on the leaders. First 4 cars, all still running nose to tail. It's Dale Jarrett in front in the yellow car.
He only has 375 stars.
The dark blue car is Jeff Gordon and Rusty Wallace in the
Ward.
What we got here now is I think we got these guys starting to drift up.
He wasn't around for a super long time.
Yeah.
He was around a while, but not.
From 94 to 13 years, yeah.
Yeah, but once he drove like the state water heaters car, you knew his career was over.
That zero car.
Yeah, that's
They
it.
got to go racing again. They can't sit there and be comfortable. They got to go racing again.
Look how close they are out there.
Johnny, I think this is the best fantasy racing week I've had all season.
Who do you have?
Kyle Busch and Ryan Blaney, they were 6th and 7th. Zane Smith was 7th. Esteban Ocon was 7th. Sergio Perez, I think, was 4th.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. is out of the race. Rusty Wallace now leads Dale Jarrett off of corner number 4 and into the final.
I want to see Rusty win at a super speedway.
Jarrett's in there a minute ago, but pay attention. It happens quick around here.
In fact, he shuffled quite a few spaces back.
Ooh, Justin Haley was 10th. I'll take
The
that.
guy that was just hanging on by the hair of his chinny chin is running.
I just got to pull away from Dalton.
And that old slug looks like it might have come alive.
What? I still don't know how to use Tim's thing here. It's so confusing.
You just asked Tim if you want to change something.
He let me edit it. I can edit my thing now.
I can't even do that. You're lucky.
I had asked him, and then he sends like the wrong email or something.
Now they're both catching their breath. I think he must have gotten Rusty a little out of shape over. All right, everybody says we're back in line. We're caught back up.
Brady, you got like 100 points on me.
He's running about 3 seconds.
I know. I don't want to get beat by you.
I'm doing terrible.
Jarrett is now 11th in the running order and looks to be losing the draft in the yellow car.
He's so strong there for a few laps, but has dropped back significantly here and is trailing the other 10 cars.
You want the least amount of points, right?
Yes.
Oh, so I did pretty well this past week. The Squirrel team had 32. Is that you, Tony?
Yeah.
Okay. Good job. Nick Spears and me had 42. Whoever Watermelon goes at 69.
I still don't know who that is.
It says, if you go into here, Tim named him. Watermelon, it's Zach.
Watermelon is Zach.
Tim actually named him with comments. That's actually pretty good. 10.
Purple car, I call it. I guess that's what it is. Third place car. He is doing a great job hanging in there.
I think the official color is violet.
For the Red Sox in the 6th
Well, right now they're nose to tail, but
The bumper here he goes. He's giving a little snoop there.
More bump wrapping goal. Jeff Burton running right behind Rusty Wallace as Wallace has the lead here. 25 out of 38 laps are completed. The fans are loving it here at Talladega Superspeedway. Adrian Fernandez running third. We'll be back with more live coverage of IROC in a moment. So in the second race of IROC 23, they continue to run in the same order as when we left. It is still Rusty Wallace up front, and Burton is waving at him. Oh, must have a problem with the car. He's dropped down onto the apron of the racetrack.
Oh no!
Oh no, not Jeff Burton.
Almost caused a huge pilot.
Oh, what is that guy doing?
Brett just comes down. I don't think he knew that Mark Martin or Adrian Fernandez was there.
Remember, they don't have spotters.
Yeah, they have windows. He couldn't look out the window and see that Mark Martin was down there.
No, he's too scared.
Up in the second position, and now a battle in the back of this line between Fernandez and Breck. Jerry Punch.
It is not a tire for the current Winston Cup points leader. Jeff Burton says the car just shut off coming down the backstretch. So apparently they're looking for the ignition problem. They have the window net getting ready to put it back up. They have found the wire. It looks like on the right side of the engine, part of the wiring harness may have vibrated loose.
What?
Reconnect the harness back into the coil area.
How is the points leader if there's one race and Dale Earnhardt won the first race?
No, he's the Winston Cup points leader. Yeah.
Inside of Jeff Gordon.
And that made contact.
Yeah, I think you're right.
We hadn't heard much out of Bobby Labonte today.
He's now up in the third position as Rusty Wallace continues to lead. Wallace has recorded a victory here at Talladega. It came in his IROC championship year of 1991.
With that said, do you remember who pushed Dale Earnhardt by Mark Martin in Daytona?
Bobby Labonte.
Bobby Labonte, yeah. So they're right there again, and Rusty Wallace is the victim today.
Jeff Burton's car, Cream Car's car, is fixed and repaired. He's going back on the racetrack. He's simply trying to make as many laps as possible in case another car gets hit. After all, they're racing for points.
And I got to tell you, that's an incredible job on the other driver's part. That car just kept running right up in the middle of the pack, and nobody hit him. And I mean, there was a lot of evasive action, but nobody run into him. That tells you how quick these guys react.
They're up to 184 miles an hour now for speed. Fastest lap last time was turned by the leader of the race, Rusty Wallace, at 4.6.
How do you think Dale Garrett explains to the IROC people when the race is over with, he was leading the race, and at the end of the race here, he's going to be almost, he's about to get lapped. How do you explain that? You had a bad car?
Something was amiss. There's no doubt about that.
Must have been.
But right now, these guys talk about playing cards, and we're checking their whole cars, what, about 3 or 4 times a lap?
Yep. Getting down to it, buddy. We've got, there'll be 32 this turn by.
Lowell takes one outside.
Continues to lead. We're on board with Jeff Gordon, who is back in 6th position. Just ahead of him is Adrian Fernandez.
2 outs.
Their car is Rusty Wallace. I don't think right now that anybody can pull out and pass. I think they have to wait for someone else to pull out and then go with them.
See, that's what happens. You know, they talk about drafting partners, all that stuff. You make a move here and hope the guys behind you think that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's when you get a drafting partner. Well, that's a good move. I'll go with you.
But if they think it's a bad
I'll
move,
go with the other guy, and then you'll let hung out the drive.
got it. And right now, Dale Earnhardt, I think he just waited that last lap.
I think he's fallen back one time, and he ain't going to let that happen again. That dog ain't going to bite him.
Well, he was running in second spot on the last lap of the race at Daytona and pulled off a active pass on Mark Martin and won in round 1 of IROC 23. See what happens here in the closing stages of the second race. 33 laps completed. We've got 5 to go.
Tell you one thing, Rusty Wallace will not roll over. I mean, I don't know if he may roll over. He has here before, but I mean, he's not going to be easy to pass.
No, that's for sure.
Bobby Labonte running back there in 3rd. Mark Martin is 4th. Fernandez 5th. Gordon, Breck, Cheever, and Moore are the top 9. Jarrett's out of the draft. Burton's down a lap, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. is out of the race.
Wagner comes with the 1-1 pitch.
This is kind of,
It's hit out
looks like a
towards
normal
short.
Winston Cup race. Rusty Barfield, Dale Earnhardt right behind him. Bobby Labonte's back there. Mark Martin's back there.
A little heat race, a little warm-up for tomorrow.
A little warm-up, exactly. They'll complete another lap. 4 laps to go.
Let's go, Dale.
You know the thing about Talladega is everybody
Pedal on the right.
Start-finish line is way down here close to the first turn.
Go Rusty. Dale Jarrett lost the draft.
But drops back behind him. Looked like he may have had ideas.
I can tell you one thing, Dale Earnhardt has had one hand in the air quite a bit these last few laps, directing the guys behind him. He's real notorious for that. If you try to pass him right now, he'll probably take his fist at you. That would not be good.
Dalton, did you watch the NASCAR race today?
Yeah, I watched the last like 100 laps. It was alright. I am happy for Kurt Busch.
Yeah, me too. Very happy.
Yeah, I always kind of liked him.
See,
Product sport.
yeah.
If you see the big tachometer there in the middle
I feel like everyone's complaining about race being too long, whatever. It's only 400 miles. Like, the only reason it feels like it's so long is because it's so boring.
Well, that's the reason.
Yeah. Yeah. They're too easy to drive.
If they made the cars better, the racing wouldn't be so boring, and you wouldn't mind watching a 400-mile race.
Yes, like the old Las Vegas races.
Yes, or if one of the cars spun in 3 and 4 and didn't get hit, you'd have a 2-lap caution, or a 1-lap caution in some cases.
The fans are on their feet. They're anticipating.
But it's Steve's point.
They're on their feet because they know something is going to happen. They don't know what. And we don't know what, but something is going to happen.
And will not finish nose to tail as they are running right
I wonder if something will
Somebody's
happen.
going to make a move, and somebody is going to go with him.
What I like about this place right here, this joint, is that the line is way down here toward the first.
Oh, he's bringing up the fucking line. God damn it.
You got to earn it here, buddy. And there'll be 4 rides coming this way.
The race is just beginning.
Banking between turns 3 and 4.
I don't know about you, Benny, but my hands are sweating.
Yes.
Go Rusty.
Here we go. One more lap to go. Here we go.
Come on, Dale.
All right, everybody.
And here we go.
Ooh.
Lap to go. White flag out. Let's see what happens.
Nothing's happening. Right there.
On.
Mark takes over the third spot.
Here comes Mark. He knows what to do. Right now, I think Jeff Gordon's trying to get himself in the position to be with the Winston Cup drivers. That's what he's trying to do.
Well, Kenny Breck is on his backbone.
Ooh.
Come along with him. Boy, they snake down the backstretch with everybody trying to protect his position.
These just don't suck up at all compared to the Dodgers.
Wallace still has the lead. Earnhardt is right on his backbone. Mark Martin is third. Let's see what happens.
Go!
The banking
Ooh.
Come on!
It ain't over, folks, till they get way down here.
It ain't over. Here we go.
Come on.
Yes!
Yeah! Tony knew that. Tony, did you know that?
Yeah,
No, that's cool, dude.
I have no words for you, DW.
It's a pretty common thing back in the late
Makes
90s.
the pass and pulls it off.
Man, oh man. He knows something about this draft.
I'm telling you the truth. Dale Earnhardt wins the True Value IROC Race 2 of IROC 23 at Talladega Speedway, and what an IROC race we saw here this afternoon. Dale Earnhardt in second position for the last few laps, but he wasn't about to finish there.
No, you watch this. Now, Daytona, he come off turn 4, he gave Mark Martin a little bump in the rear and got Mark up out of the way and went by on the inside. Here, you're going to see he comes up on Rusty. I believe right along in here, He gave him a little shot. See him wiggle, just a little wiggle. That took a little speed. He goes to the outside here.
And here's a side draft.
I think that little bump. I think Rusty felt that bump. He went to the inside to protect the inside. And for some reason, drove to the inside.
I think what happens, he wiggled the car a little bit, and Rusty was uncertain which way he was going to go. They went the right way.
Cherry Punch in victory lane.
And this crowd estimated that over 90,000 were on their feet that last lap for the second time this year. You made the pass in turn 4. What a run.
Well, you know, True Value and everybody works awful hard with Jay and all the guys on these cars. They got great race cars. Number 1 had to be a number 1 position at the end, didn't it? That's the number on the car, so that's what we tried to do. But it was a great race. I just kept working. One time I thought I was going to lose the draft totally, but as we moved on up front and kept working, and Burton's ignition went out or something, and he gave me the chance to be behind Rusty, and I didn't really think I had a chance to pass him. And there at the end, when Mark come running at me, I had to try to run at Rusty.
Maybe someone will pick up Robert Tanyan this week, Tony.
Mark was going to go low, but I had to try to win. I got on the outside of Rusty and drafted by him, so I just
What's
used
his face comes back won't really matter too much.
It looked like the classic pass.
Adams.
A little bit of bump drafting there on that final lap.
Yeah,
it was close, but
it's pretty obvious Chase Sternberger is not going to catch a lot of passes, just can't catch. And Mercedes Lewis isn't going to catch a lot of passes because he only blocks. And Mercedes Lewis isn't going to, Marquez Valdez-Scantling isn't going to catch a lot of passes because he sucks. So it's going to be Alan Lazard, Tanyan, and Adams. Is that Rusty saying good job, buddy?
Dude, I thought they hate each other.
Did they ever hate each other?
Yes.
At Bristol?
Yes, when he threw the water.
Yeah.
And that man, Dale Earnhardt, has won both of them.
I'll never forget Talladega.
And here today at Talladega, another last lap pass.
Who said that?
And he wins again. The third race in this
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
12th at Michigan Speedway.
No, he didn't.
Be there at 3 o'clock Eastern. And the
said Talladega.
The series will be on ABC August 7th at 4:30 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Jerry?
Rusty Wallace, we've seen a number of those classic Earnhardt Wallace finishes over the years, and another one today.
Yeah,
Finally, good finish at Talladega.
About 5 or 10 laps, I kept saying guard to bottom, and I was doing that. And then I saw Mark make a move on him. Dale went high, Mark went low, and I said, oh, man, I got 2 guys got to guard up now. And then it was just a classic race off of turn 4, and he got me on the outside, and all I had to do then was guard off.
Did your classic race?
It turned out real good. Had a great car today. IROC did a wonderful job, and the tires were good.
All I could do to keep them in front, and they kept racing behind me, and me and Rusty kept working together. And there at the end, I was just going to race Rusty. Mark got to pushing in there. I couldn't help my buddy. I had to go.
All right, a classic Talladega finish, IROC style, Bob.
Hijacked his interview.
That was a great race. Dale Earnhardt
Of course he
wins here at Talladega.
wants all the
Shop Talk
spotlight.
Coming up next, this has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Part of the Go Network, go.com. So long, everyone.
Good start to the inning, a leadoff single. The Phillies have someone tossing in the bullpen.
It's over.
Which girl? I send you a picture of?
Yeah, today. Yeah.
Here comes
No,
the
she's
first
not
pitch
fat.
of the at-bat. Mahomes lays off low for a ball.
Looked like the pitcher had strategy in mind. So far, the batters are taking.
Listen up, Tony.
And here's the delivery.
Stop!
I like this song.
I like to see a hit run situation. The pitcher's behind the count, so he has to come over.
Tony
Oh, I
like
thought
this
this
song.
was My Name is Mud.
No, it's not. Never.
It's not?
We'll see.
Sometimes you try to make a hit change. That's exactly what you saw right there.
Fuck! Stop! Stop! I can't minimize. Stop! Thank you. So bad. Jesus fucking
So
Christ.
I'm sorry. I love you, buddy.
taken for a ball.
Is it that song?
Pitcher's got to try and keep the ball down here to force the hitter to hit the ball on the ground.
Which one?
No, this is like you. Did you know that was that song, Brady? You're like,
Yeah.
you asked. No, you asked. You were serious.
Inside.
Sometimes you try to make the hitter chase your pitch. That's exactly what you saw right there.
2-2 the count.
Oh, the Brewers turned a triple play today.
That's a pop-up. In foul territory.
Speaking of triple play, Adam needs the King Salmon to score 3.7 points tomorrow with Patrick Mahomes and Harrison Butker.
It's a good segue.
Stupid.
Will come to the plate to face the
He's not. Well, he doesn't even have. He has an empty bench spot.
1 on and 2 outs.
I wonder if Tony likes this song better.
Takes one high. And that'll do it for this
Is it Winona's Big Blonde Beaver?
Lieber picks up the win. Clement is the loser. The final score, Philadelphia 8, the Red Sox 4.
How's it gonna look up?
Ground controls.
This sounds like David Bowie.
Oh.
Ground controls.
Is it?
Yes.
Take your protein pills and put your helmet on. Ground control.
Okay, Dalton, you can go back to Primus if you would like.
Can you play Hey You by Pink Floyd?
Of course. Are you still playing baseball?
Yeah. Well, I just finished.
Nice.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Sorry, did I beat you?
Yeah. We're racing.
My name is Mud.
My name is Mud.
Like, that comes in my head, like, randomly throughout the day. Like that.
Hey you.
Hey you.
Out there in the cold, getting lonely, getting old, can you feel me? Hey you. Standing in the aisles with itchy feet and fading smiles, can you feel me? Hey you, don't help them to bury the lie. Don't give in without a fight. Hey you, out there on your own, sitting naked by the phone, would you touch me?
Hey you.